Fall signing day. Let's talk softball. We're here at the stadium with head coach Ken Erickson. Coach, some guys collect baseball cards, you collect pitchers. You have a couple of them coming in. One of them is also an accomplished infielder and hitter. Let's start with a native of Ohio, Cheyenne Egan, 61 wins in her high school career. Pretty impressive resume.
You know, that is impressive as those number of wins piled up, and she still hasn't even played her senior year of high school yet. So she comes from a very good youth program, and her pitching coach, who had a daughter who pitched at the University of Tennessee, and he knows what he's doing, set her up with some good rudiments and some basics to continue to get better. But I think Cheyenne is really, and it's not coach speak by any stretch of imagination, trust me, even though it sounds that way, but she's really at the tip of the iceberg of getting better. You know, and a lot of people think when you get to college, especially in softball, that's it right there, but it's really actually the minor leagues of what goes on. And your first 2 years is a lot of learning, trials and tribulations, and by the time she's a junior, I think she has a chance to be very, very dominant in our game.
Your pitching is so deep that you have the option when a talented player like that comes in. You can get her feet wet, but in a lot of cases, a freshman coming in isn't going to have to carry the load for this pitching staff.
You know, it's also, and I'm glad you recognize that, and I agree with that completely, but also one of the big aspects is not piling up innings early on, you know, because we do need her to be part of that end of the year staff that's very strong, and also the end of her career staff, which is her junior and senior years. And you see a lot of pitchers come in early at college, and man, they have a great freshman year, but they've already accumulated 275, 280 innings in the first year, you know, and that's a lot, you know, it's almost to the point of abuse. So we try to limit the innings. Even Nevins, I think Nevins had 175 innings her first year, and Richardson was the same way when she was with us. Erica Nunn, same deal. So there's a great building process that goes on physically, mentally, and obviously the maturation of a person's personality, you know, at Division I ball. So I think our staff, our philosophy lends itself very, very well for Cheyenne.
USF softball has maintained a very high level of academics, and Cheyenne is right there too, all academic, state of Ohio.
You know, all that stuff that's in the books, in the classroom, and all that kind of stuff, our academic people will have an unbelievable opportunity to continue to cultivate, you know, for our team, and I leave it up to them. You know, Jason Franks and Jason Linders do such a great job over there for us, and you know, for Cheyenne to come in and all our recruits to come in and be able to take advantage of the athletic, you know, centers, excellence in the academic enrichment area and the enhancing U programs. You know, this is one of the reasons also that Cheyenne chose to come to the University of South Florida, and we're just glad that she's able to put that package together. Now she's taking advantage of it.
Samantha Worrell, a little closer to home, Oviedo, Florida, another accomplished pitcher, but she's also an infielder, plays some third base, led her team with 10 home runs last season, so an intriguing potential two-way player.
You know, first time I saw Sam play live, I had gotten some phone calls from programs that she was playing with, and the first time I saw her play live was on this field actually at a tournament here 3 years ago, and her first at bat, she hit one off the scoreboard. So I'm like, whoa, that's pretty good for a freshman in high school, and she's continued to get better and better at the plate. She's physically matured. Her game sense has always been there. She comes from great programs, and her dad's been one of her coaches for years, and he gets it, and he's done a great job with them. And Sam's pitching is going to surprise a lot of people. She really spins it well. She's a competitor on the mound, somebody that you can utilize, and she comes to us as a touted third baseman, but you watch her as an athlete, I don't think there's a position she can't play. You know, we're not going to put her behind a plate, you know, but we'll leave that up to the people we have right now who do a great job. But Sam can play anywhere. We're looking forward to it. She's a great teammate.
You've been at this long enough now, you know how the pieces to the puzzle fit. Not only athletic talent, academics like we talked about, personality as well though. You've got to form a cohesive unit out there, and these are two players that would seem to just fit right in.
You know, I've always said this, and you know this, you've heard me say this before, if you don't win in the locker room, you don't win in the dugout, especially in women's athletics, you're not going to win on the ball field. And these two people are very, very good people. You know, they come from some really good families, and I don't think the apple ever falls too far from the tree, no matter what you do in recruiting. And like I said, I've been around long enough to see that there's a certain formula to success, and I believe that these two young ladies just fit right into that situation. Look, we're going to have trials and tribulations as we talk about along the road of freshman year to senior year. There's going to be bumps in the road here and there, but as long as we don't stray too far off the path, we got a great shot. You know, when I left the house, my dad told me, I've taught you all these things my whole life, and now it's time for you to go out there and screw it all up and learn yourself. Well, that's part of this process. But the nice deal is inside an athletic department, you've got some great guidance, you know, and especially here. So I feel very, very good about these two.
Cheyenne, Egan, Samantha, Worrell, welcome to USF Softball. Stay on this page. More updates as the day goes on as we cover Fall Signing Day here on Bullscast.